everyone, my name is Elle, in case you didn't already know, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing a Sephora Favourites set. This is the Glow For It set, and I am so excited to talk about this thing. I am a huge highlighter junkie. I am totally beyond obsessed. Eyeshadows, lipsticks, highlighters, you know what, pretty much everything. But I really love these Sephora Favourites sets. I get really excited for them during the holiday time because it's just fun to try a bunch of different things. So I really like to review these sets and give you guys some more information. So that's what I'm hoping to do here. I'm not trying to sell you on this product and I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I'm just really trying to present some information about it. So I've had it for a couple of days. I've played around with the products. I've also done some makeup math, which is one of my favorite things to do. Little known fact, I love math when it comes to real life examples. So this set contains some sample sizes, so I wanted to find out the approximate value of those samples. So what I did was take the full size and divided it by the size of the sample, and that gave me a number. And then I took the cost of the full size and divided it by that number that I had found out earlier, and that gave me sort of the approximate value of the sample. It's not entirely accurate, but I figured that that would be like the closest, and my total is really close to the approximate total that they gave on the website. I'm also going by Canadian dollars here because I'm Canadian and it's the easiest thing for me to do. So this cost me $48 Canadian and it has a value of $127. And it does say on the label on the box that it's $40 US with $106 US value. So from my numbers, rounding up as I needed to, I came up with a number of $114. So very close. There's just a little bit of a variable there. Some of the products I had to look up outside of the Sephora Canada website because they weren't on there. So there was a little bit of like guessing going on a little bit. So anyway, just to get that out of the way first so you know what I'm talking about. So let's get into the set. This is all highlighters in various shades and finishes. There is 7 highlighters in this box. One is a full size and it is a liquid highlighter from Benefit. So why don't we just start there? So this is High Beam from Benefit, full size, that retails for $35 Canadian. So it says that it's a satiny pink complexion highlighter, and it says that it's the makeup artist's secret to a dewy, radiant glow. This satiny pink highlighter looks perfectly ethereal in all skin tones. To use, dot and blend over makeup onto cheek and brow bones. So I've used this before, a sample size, not the full size. I've never had the full size before, and I liked it fine. I wasn't obsessed with it. It wasn't my favorite thing, but I'm not really into cream or liquid highlighters, and there are quite a few of them in here, but I do like to play around with different things. So I do like liquid highlighters better than I like cream highlighters because I feel like there's a little bit more versatility with them. You can mix them in with foundation, you can put them on your bare face and it looks more natural, like you can really blend it in, and it can work with a variety of different foundation types. So that's the benefit to that's the benefit to the benefit. So where that's the one full size in there, I think that's really important to note. If you've used the product before and really hated it, it's something to consider because it's a lot of product. I feel like you have to kind of look at the cost versus the value, the products versus your usage versus the cost versus the value. Like there's a lot of different factors with these sets to determine whether or not it's going to work for you. But as far as I know, the Benefit High Beam will work for a larger variety of skin tones, unlike some of these other products in here. So at least that's a good thing about it. It does have that versatility angle. So even if you are very fair like myself, or if you are of a deeper complexion, you will be able to use that product. So as long as you haven't used it before and didn't like it, it could be something worth trying. Next, we'll talk about this little baby Becca highlighter. This is a little deluxe size highlighter from Benefit. You guys have probably seen this packaging before, even if you don't already have one of these. I do have a full size. I couldn't find Pearl, the packaging that matches this exactly, but I do have this one, which is Prismatic Amethyst, so it's essentially the same size as the other full sizes. It's just got more of a iridescent purple packaging. So you can see that there's quite a bit of a size difference there. I will say quickly that the Benefit full size product, I forgot to mention, is 0.33 ounces or 10 milliliters. So the full size of the Becca highlighters are 0.28 ounces or 8.5 milliliters. And these little guys, as it says on the Sephora website, that's where I'm going by with most of this information. And if I pulled it from somewhere else, I'll tell you where. But in the description of this particular set, it says that this is 0.085 ounces or 2.4 grams, which I thought was interesting that they didn't put it into milliliters like they did with the full size. But it's quite a small product, but it's a powder highlighter and it's gonna last for quite a long time. I like this packaging because it really is just a baby version of the full size. You have a mirror there and everything. It's got some weight to it. It's a really, really nice sample product. So the full size Becca highlighters retail for $46 Canadian. I figured out that the value of this would be about $14. I did see recently that they seem to be selling this size for, I think, $22 US. So that would probably be somewhere around $25, $26 Canadian, roughly. I haven't been able to see that price. I just saw the $22 little highlighter show up on Trendmood. So that could account for some of the variable in the approximate value, because where I had $114 and they said that this set was worth $127, the cost difference between the highlighters would end up being $127 instead of $114. So that's possibly where that came from. But anyway, this is Moonstone. This is sort of a very pale gold highlighter. I do find that this is a little bit too warm for me personally. I love the Becca formula. My favorite Becca highlighter is Pearl, which is pretty much straight up white, but I'm a very fair person. To give you guys a point of reference, I wear an NW13 in MAC and a 0.5 in the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. So just so you know what you're dealing with here. So this is a really great light highlighter. I just find it to be a little bit too dark. Mixed with Pearl, I'm sure this would be fantastic. I tend to have to do that with a lot of highlighters. I have to mix them anyway. I do feel like in general, this set seems to be geared more towards light and maybe medium skin, like light medium skin. I do not think this is a set intended to be for fair skin or deeper skin tones. A lot of the Sephora favorite sets seem to be geared for like the middle of the road. So this is beautiful though, and I don't notice a difference in the formula between the sample size and the full size. It seems to be exactly the same, because sometimes there can be some discrepancies with the smaller versions of the product. They might not perform as well. This performs just as well as my other Becca highlighters do. So just thought that I would throw that out there. Next, we will jump to this Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick. So it does say that it's a mini shimmer brick compact, and this is in the shade Bronze. However, when I was on the Sephora website, I did not see a size bigger than this. So this says that it's 0.14 ounces or 4 grams. And that's exactly what it says on the back of the packaging as well. And I found the exact same size retailing on the Sephora Canada website for $29. So I'm not sure if there's a bigger size. I think there is. If I remember correctly from seeing these before, they definitely are a lot larger than this, and I'm pretty sure a lot more expensive. So I'm thinking that they were just selling the mini size for $29, because I think the full size shimmer bricks are something like $60-ish. I'm pretty sure they're very, very expensive. They're very pretty. I know I've heard a lot about them before in the past, and I know a lot of people talk about like Physicians Formula, and there was sort of a dupe thing going on. These were never something I had my eye on because I never thought they would work for me, and it really does not work for me personally. This, as you can tell, is a much darker product. It's a bronzer basically for people who are lighter skin tones. So you've got the 5 different shades in here. You've got from white all the way up to brown, and you can mix them together and get a really pretty glow. I'm wearing pretty much every one of these highlighters on my face right now. I just went crazy with it. It was like a dream come true, covering my face in highlighter. But this I find really dark. Even as a bronzer, I have to really blend it out. So for me, this is not necessarily a great product, but for people of deeper skin tones, it would be fantastic. You can really see just how shimmery and glowy it is. I have very little experience with Bobbi Brown products, but this does seem really nice. I just find it kind of weird within this set because it really does seem more like a bronzer in comparison to the other things that they put in here. So it just sort of seems a little out of place, like it's the one thing that doesn't really go together. Honestly, I wish that Sephora would have a wider variety of their favorites or multiple versions, because I really think they could have had two different Glow For It kits. They could have had a fair to light and then like a medium deep, and I think that it would have then worked so much better. You could have had a few things that overlapped, but just a few things that were different that would have worked better for the different skin tones, because not every highlighter is going to work for everyone. So the Bobbi Brown also has good packaging as well for a smaller size product. It has a mirror in there and it's got a good weight to it as well, so it doesn't feel flimsy and cheap like some of the sample sizes can. Next, we have a little baby sample from Cover FX. This is so tiny. So I have a full size, which I did not have when I ordered this. This is funny. My sister sent down a bunch of stuff that she had decluttered for her makeup collection, like just a treasure trove of things, and it was like Christmas. And one of the things that she sent me was one of the custom enhancer drops in Halo. So excited. This is so beautiful, but I just wanted to compare the sizes so you can see just how tiny the size that's in this set is compared to the full size. The full size retails for $52, by the way, so I figure that this is worth approximately $10. So size-wise, you are looking at 0.5 ounces or 15 milliliters for the full size, and then the little guy is 0.095 ounces or 2.8 milliliters. So this is really small in comparison, but I do find you need very little product to get an effect with this. Like barely a drop will do both sides of your face. So that's a good thing because you really will be able to make this last for a very long time. The shade that comes in here is the shade Moonlight. So I feel like this would really work for people of a light skin tone. I was reading some reviews on the different products, and a lot of people that really liked things like Moonlight and Moonstone were like NC20-ish. Somewhere around that range. So generally it was a lighter skin tone, but also a warmer skin tone, which I thought was interesting and worth noting. So this really is a very small sample. I wanted to show this because sometimes these things can take you by surprise. I know when I opened this kit, I went to that sample, like my eye went there and I went, wow, that is tiny. But when you use it, you realize that you don't need a lot. So it doesn't make sense for them to put in a full size of that product because it would last you forever. There's also another tiny little sample from Nudestix, and this is the Illumi-naughty all over face color. So this is a tiny sample. I do have the full size, which came from my sister in that set. I ordered this set before I got her declutterings. Not that that really would have dissuaded me from ordering this anyway, but I just wanted to mention that I didn't have this when I ordered it. So again, you can see the difference in sizing here between the one that comes in the kit and the full size. Quite a big difference. So the full size is 0.25 ounces or 7 grams, and the little mini is 0.06 ounces or 1.7 grams. So quite a difference. The full size also has a little brush on one side as well, so that you can use the product and blend it in as you go, and there is no brush with the small one. No surprise there. With stuff like that, I feel like they can't really make the packaging identical because it would be hard to have a brush that size, but there is still quite a bit of product in here, and it's a stick product, so you do have a variety of things in here. You've got liquids, and this is more of a cream product, so it is small, but I do feel like it's kind of mighty. It's an interesting luminescent sort of color. I do find that it's sort of sheer, and it's very much in the no makeup sort of cool girl type thing because it's very, very subtle. It does have a little bit of a strange tint to it, like a little bit of an iridescence, but nothing that is really in your face and stands out as being like, wow, you were wearing a purple highlighter, or you like dipped into the Moonchild Glow Kit from Anastasia. It just has a slight iridescence. So I do see how it's called Illumi-naughty. I think that the name is perfect, and I do think that this is one that could potentially be versatile for multiple skin tones as well, because it's so sheer. It looks really light in the little container, like it looks straight up white, but when you apply it onto your skin, it's really, really sheer, and you don't see like that white base to it. So I do think that that's a really interesting product for Sephora to throw into this kit. And the next one is from Milk, a very sort of similar product. This is the Milk Makeup Highlighter in Lit, and this is 0.21 ounces or 6 grams. And this was not on the Sephora Canada website. I went to the Milk Makeup website, which was in US dollars, and I found out that it was $24 US for the full size of this, which was approximately $30 Canadian for 1 ounce or 28 grams. I do have the Supernova holographic stick just for comparison's sake. So you can again see how much bigger the full size is than the size that is in this set. Lit is an interesting shade. It's very golden, very warm again. It's really very pretty. I don't find that it's something that I'm gravitating towards, because I find again it's very sheer, very light, very minimal glow. I really like the how in your face glow. That's my thing. I like to pretty much coat myself in glitter. Personal preference. I know that's really not everyone's favorite thing, but I find that Milk makeup is very much in the Glossier sort of Nudestix. They all go together with the cool girl, easy, no makeup sort of thing. So I feel like that's really interesting to have in this set, that versatility of finishes. Plus you can layer them. You could use one of these on as a base and then put a powder highlighter on top of it to really amplify that glow. Like I layered like 4 things. I have got the Illumi-naughty from Nudestix, the Cover FX, and the Tarte and the Becca. I went crazy. I have 4 things on my face, but those are the ones that I really wanted to really amp up the glow. But you can really mix and match things together to layer them. So the last one is from Tarte, and this is the Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Highlighter in Exposed. Again, a very similar shade to Moonstone, to Moonlight, very light gold. I do find that there is some strong similarities between those shades. That's what really makes me think that this set was geared towards light, warm skin tones, just because of the somewhat heavy emphasis on golden glow, which I feel like is just more complementary to warmer skin tones than cooler skin tones. So this is 0.07 ounces or 2.2 grams, where the full size is 0.20 ounces or 5.6 grams. So the full size Tarte highlighter retails for $35, so I figured out this would be worth about $12. And I did forget to mention the Nudestix and the Milk. The Nudestix retails for $33 Canadian, which I figured to be about an $8 value for the sample. And the Milk highlighter, as I had mentioned, I only found on the US site for $24 US, approximately $30 Canadian, or $6 for the sample. So if you are new to highlighter, if you've never really tried them before or wanted to try them before, this is a really good opportunity to try them because there's so many different types. However, you do have to consider your skin tone and your own preferences already to see if it's worth it for you. So it is between $40 or $48 depending on where you are, and that's not a small chunk of change. So if you already have a couple of products, if you already have the experience with them and you don't like them, it probably is not going to be worth your money just to get a couple of sample sizes. A lot of times there's smaller sets available from the brand itself, something worth looking into. I know Cover FX does that sometimes. I think they even have some coming out for the holidays with little versions of those enhancer drops. If you're interested in 1 or 2 things, it really you really have to evaluate it on a case-by-case basis. I think that's the important thing with these favorite sets, that you have to see if it's worth it for you. If you just want to play around, if you just want to have fun, if you've got some extra money that you don't really care about using up all these products, and you don't really care if you're going to love every one of them, but you just want to try it and play around with them and see maybe if you want to commit to a shade that would better suit you, then that's where these kits are really good. So I hope that this was at least somewhat helpful. I really wanted to talk about this set a little bit and share my breakdown of the approximate value of those samples. Hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully it gives you a little bit more information if you were thinking about buying this product. And I'd be curious to know whether or not you are going to go ahead and purchase it now, or if you are going to stay far away from it. I'd really like to know why and what your thoughts are on this product. And if you like the Sephora favorite sets in general, are there any of them that you look for, that you wait for, or do you just skip them entirely? I'd really like to know. Anyway, if you have any other questions about these products or any others, just let me know and I'd be more than happy to answer you in the comment section down below as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.